Hey folks, Marcus with MarcusBlankenship.com here. Hey, one of you emailed me yesterday and you said your hardest problem was reliability. You said developers constantly flake out on commitments. I have this happen most often with contractors, to be honest, of all types, not just developers. Although, yeah, sometimes it does happen with the employee developers that I've got. And what I found is there's a very particular time when it's really important to stay on top of the flakiness, and that is the first task. See, the first task is where you're going to set all the expectations, where you're going to train them how everything gets done. But this isn't training like the way some of you are coming to my upcoming training class. This is training them simply by how you behave towards them. So for example, when I was young, I used to give tasks like this. Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you. I know you're a Django expert and we need one. And so I'm just going to toss this task over. I'll assign it to you in Pivotal and that will be all you'll need. And let me know when it's done. And they would say, great, Marcus, thanks. Talk to you soon, and hang up. Okay. And then a day, 2 days, 3 days. I wonder where's Jim? Like, I wonder how that task is coming. Should have been like a 3-hour task. Well, I don't want to micromanage because I have a fear of being a pointy-haired boss. So, I won't say anything right off. But fourth day, okay, I'll check with Jim. Hi, Jim. Where's that task? Oh, I had a question on it, Marcus, and I have meant to send you an email, but I've gotten really busy. I didn't know you needed it so soon. Another client, I was working on some other stuff. I didn't know it was urgent. I put a question in the case. Didn't you see it? Or worse, nothing at all. Nothing at all. So I've basically ignored Jim for 4 days now, and Jim has done nothing. Now, we could make Jim the bad guy here. We could say, Jim, you're very unprofessional. I don't want to do work with you anymore. You're a jerk. You really screwed things up for me, whatever. But let's hold the mirror up. Let's take some responsibility. Now, when I give tasks, I am very different about it. Now, if I were working with Jim for the first time, this is what I say. Hi, Jim. You're a Django expert. Glad to have you aboard. Here's the first task. What we're going to do is I'd like you to read it and email me within an hour with all your questions. And then at the end of the day, I want to have a 15-minute discussion about where you're at with it. And I'd like to just find out if you're blocked or if you've got any progress. This task is due to the client by Tuesday at 2 p.m., which means I'll need it Monday night at 5 p.m. in order to QA it. So I look forward to talking to you at the end of the day. Do you have any questions? Now, that might seem like micromanaging, but what I'm doing is I'm giving Jim an opportunity to say things like, wait, Marcus, I'm going to Disney World today. So while I can take the task, I won't be able to work on it for a week. Oh, okay. So immediately I'm setting expectations. I'm giving Jim places where he can not only know what's expected. Oh, I'm going to talk to Marcus at the end of the day. He wants me to email him within the next 2 hours if I have questions, but also gives him a chance to respond back to me and say, that won't work for me. Too often I find programmers accept work and they either don't understand the priority or they've got this long list of things they're already working on, so they figure, I'll just add it to the backlog, and we don't give them an opportunity to say, but wait, where does this fit in with all the other stuff you need me to do? So that's what all these little details are about. This is especially important at the beginning of the relationship because I'm a big believer in you train people how they're going to treat you. So in this particular case, you're training Jim either to communicate with you regularly and to be very proactive and to let you know things, or you're communicating to Jim, go away, I don't want to talk to you until the task's done, and I will let you use your judgment as to when to come back to me. That's a really key thing. This is why weekly meetings are so important. The open door policy is great, but remember, the open door policy turns you as the manager into almost like a call center manager, right? Like if you have a problem, you just call me, I'm here. But what it doesn't do is proactively set expectations about when we're going to talk and how often and things like that. So when you're giving your programmers tasks, Give them details about when you want feedback. Write down, okay, Jim's going to call me in 2 hours, or I have a meeting with Jim at 15 minutes. Put it on the calendar. When you do that, you will help them to see what you expect. This is what training is, right? And then when you meet with Jim, even if Jim at the end of the day says, I haven't had a chance to work on it, at least he showed up for the meeting. At least you can say, oh, Jim, well, I did not communicate clearly. This task is due tomorrow. Do I need to give it to someone else? Shame on me if I didn't communicate that. And that gives Jim an opportunity to tell me whether he can do it and make a commitment to it, or say, no, you should give it to someone else. So I'm Marcus with MarcusBlankenship.com. Join the YouTube channel to get these little videos on a regular basis, and join my list. I have an upcoming workshop called Grow Happy Developers, where we learn how to create amazing relationships with our developers. And you know, your people want you to talk to them. They want you to give them feedback. So go out and talk to your people. Take care.